Hey, you guys, this is Brandy Chanel. Welcome back to your channel. So, listen, welcome to your Married at First Sight season 14, season 14, and I don't know the episode review. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and talk about this latest episode of Married at First Sight. I thought this episode was okay. Nothing really happened to the end when, Lindsay had went off on Mark and started talking all kind of crap about him and putting his business out there, but we gonna get into it. So we have Noy and Steve. Noy is working from home and Steve is cooking breakfast. They're having a discussion about Steve not being employed right now. So at the beginning of the season, it seemed like he just wasn't working, right? It seemed like he just didn't have a job. But, as the season is going on, we find out that Steve actually, he has some savings. He was able to travel all over the place and things of that nature. So he do have money. And then I was seeing on the after show where Keisha Knight Polium was saying that there is a difference between self-employed and unemployed, and he's self-employed. So he has money. He just doesn't have, a 9 to 5 in the traditional sense. So I don't understand why Noy is tripping about this. She act a fool later on. But I don't really understand why this is a big deal. It doesn't always have to be in the traditional sense. As long as he's able to provide for you and able to pay the bills and he ain't living off you, I don't see why you're worried about it. Okay. Steve says he has money and can get money from different sources. Noy says she needs to see a plan. I don't really disagree with her when she says she needs to see a plan. Like, what's the future? So with you not working in the traditional sense, what's your plan for the future? So I understand that, but for her to be mad, I don't get it. So Elijah Wan is talking to his friend Jeff, and he tells his friend that Pastor Cal told him that they can have sex. So in the last episode, they had a conversation with Pastor Cal, and they revealed that they haven't had sex yet. Now, this is interesting because later on, we're going to find out some stuff about Elijah Wan, and I wonder if that is contributing to why he hasn't had sex with Katina, because he seems to be really into Katina. She is an attractive woman, so I'm trying to figure out like why is there hesitation, right? He says he doesn't want sex to ruin the marriage. I don't understand how sex can ruin the marriage. If anything, it may bring you closer together. Some good dick could do something to you, okay? But I have my theories about why Elijah Wan is maybe not having sex with Katina, but to ruin the marriage, I don't think so. He tells a story of Katina going to the store and only picking up, water and bread, and she was at the store for 2 hours. And his friend was basically like, okay, well, she's never had to buy food for everyone in the house. She's only had to buy food for herself. So it may be something new. Maybe I've just, even with me being by myself, or when I was single, I've never just went to the store and just bought for 2 hours, mind you, for 2 hours and bought just water and bread. So it's like, what was you at the store doing for 2 hours and all you came back? I would feel the same. I'm kind of on Elijah Wan's side with this. Like, how you go to the store for 2 hours and then only come back with some water and some bread. Girl, we is not in prison, so I understand, okay? Mark is talking to his friend, and he says that he likes having someone to come home to, and that Lindsay is a nurturer, and she's very caring. He says the way Lindsay acts in public makes him feel uncomfortable. Y'all not gonna maybe agree with me when I talk about what happened at the bowling alley. I really wish that Mark knew how to communicate his feelings effectively to Lindsay, but I think his hesitation with communicating to Lindsay is that he don't know how she's gonna take it, because as y'all saw on this episode, Lindsay goes from 0 to 100. So, I mean, I guess, I guess, we'll see, right? We're gonna talk about it. Michael is talking to his sister, and he tells her about the issues that him and Jasmina were having. The sister basically says that Jasmina is being protective and doesn't know Michael. Like, she doesn't know Michael enough to trust him that he's going to protect her, and she's not that vulnerable to she doesn't know him well enough to open up to him and be vulnerable. I get it. Like, I understand what his sister was saying. And I'm also glad that she didn't rush to take his side. She did see it from Jasmina's perspective. However, I don't agree with everything, she's saying. Like, this is new to him too, but he's trying. He's willing to the point where he's asking her friends, like, how do I talk to Jasmina without coming off like I'm aggressive, or how do I break through to her? So even though he's having issues and he has his flaws as well, he's trying to break that barrier. He's trying. It's basically what he's doing. And it seems like Jasmina is not really acceptive of it. I don't know. Jasmina is like, she has this forever resting bitch face. Like, it's hard to read her. You don't know if she's mad. She may giggle every once in a while, but you just never know. She's so hard to read. And I get it. She has trust issues. And I get that, his sister was trying to explain to him, but I just don't always agree with his sister. Okay, so Chris talks to his mom about him and Alyssa. Okay, let me tell y'all something. Because I've been gone, I have been watching. Okay, so for those of you all who don't know, you know, Alyssa and Chris are getting a divorce. She completely, was very mean to him, very nasty to him. They got married. She didn't like the way he looked because he wasn't her ideal guy. And from there, they went to the honeymoon. Every time he tried to talk to her, she didn't want to talk on camera. And then when they talked off camera, she cried him a river, right? She just made up some BS on why she didn't like him. She kept putting it all on him, saying his hand gestures was aggressive and just all kind of other bull, right? And so now they've come to conclusion that, well, he's come to the conclusion that they're getting a divorce. What I loved about the conversation between Chris and his mom is that Chris's mom called her out right there. Okay, she was looking for her 15 minutes of fame, and that's really what she was doing. When she was on the vacation talking about I'm here for the right reasons. That's why I'm here. No, you're here because you're in Puerto Rico. Okay, you're on a free vacation. Okay, it's cold in Boston. Okay, and it's like 80 something, 90 something degrees in Puerto Rico. Okay, so stop playing. Okay, you're here for the free vacation and the fun. Okay, you can care less about this man. So stop trying to. She just played victim. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm really a good person. Like, I am. I am. Like, it was just giving Karen and victim, and I didn't like it. And furthermore, I really don't like how Jasmina and Katina, defend her, but then Katina goes so hard at Lindsay. But we'll discuss it. Okay, we'll discuss it. Okay, Katina talks to her friend, and Katina tells her friend that. So they discussed the lap dance at the wedding. She says she was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable watching it. I'm like, bro, like, y'all just met. Like, tone it down just a little bit. Like, tone it. Y'all just met, and it's too much. And you're meeting her family for the first time. So I thought it was uncomfortable as well. Her friend says when she met Olajuwon, um, I guess the next day at lunch when they meet up with the family and they have a conversation, he talks a lot. Elijah does talk a lot. Okay, he does talk a lot. He does try to take control of the conversation, and I turned the friend off. She says that Elijah never dated black women. Now, remember earlier I was saying that there was something that was stopping Olajuwon from having sex with Katina, and I wonder if it's because she is a black woman, he's probably, well, I don't know. He said he never dated a black woman, but he probably has slept with a black woman. So, okay, so that just threw my theory out the window because I'm thinking, like, has he ever slept with a black woman? Has he ever been with a black woman? Like, I don't know. It could be a situation where this is the first time he is having sex with a black woman and he may not measure up. And that's his fear. I don't know, but I think it does have something with her being a black girl. And she may have had bigger and maybe he doesn't measure up to the standards. I don't know, but I think that has something to do with it. So they're having a discussion, and Katina is getting very defensive because the friend has told her that he's never dated black women. And to me, I don't know, if I was dating my husband, he told me he never dated black women. Well, like it would be a turn off because it's like you don't know our struggles as a black woman. Like, you can't relate and you don't know how to handle me because there's a difference between how you deal with black women and how you deal with another race of a woman, or how you deal I'm sorry, how you deal with a black woman or how you deal with another race. Okay, so I would be turned off. That would be alarming to me if I met a black man that didn't date black women. Like, why? What's the reason? Like, what's the reason? And Katina just got really defensive. Well, he's half Irish and he has a mohawk. I don't know what that has to do with it. Now, I am of the belief that mixed children are biracial children. They're not black. But Olajuwon looks black. He has, a more kinkier, coarser texture of hair. And I mean, he just looks black. I mean, it's obvious that he's black, okay? So for me, it's like, why has he not dated black women all this time? And then when we could do the flashback and he's talking to a friend, he's saying because they haven't been attracted to him. I'm saying, I don't know if I believe that. I believe that maybe he wasn't attracted to them. That's what I believe, y'all. But, oh well. So Lindsay and Mark are having their housewarming party. So this is, oh, hold on. Okay, so everyone is having their housewarming party. We see Alyssa talking to her friend. We really don't care about Alyssa. Jasmina visits her friend and tells her friend about the honeymoon and says that, Michael had a tone, and the friend was like, you don't like tones. And what bothers me about Jasmina is I don't feel like any man should disrespect you. He shouldn't raise his voice at you or whatever the case may be. But we've seen Jasmina, she's had a tone with Michael. So what makes you think you can have a tone and he can't have a tone with you? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of like, okay, whatever. Jasmina says she doesn't trust Michael, and it's because of the whole roommate situation. She also discusses with her friend that, he had 2 female roommates and he did not tell her. Jasmina says that Michael always thinks that he's right. And the friend says, well, that sounds like you. And Jasmina says, well, I correct myself. And she says, not always. You're not always right. She says, well, I think I'm right. So it's like Jasmina and Michael are really the same person, and sometimes that's not always a good thing. Sometimes I think, opposites attract. And they are basically learning how to deal with each other, but they're the same damn person. I think the difference is Jasmina is not willing to accept that. She's not willing to maneuver. She's not willing to bend because she feels like she's folding to his needs. And, it's unfortunate because I actually think they look cute together. I was really rooting for them. All right, so now we're back at Lindsay and Mark, and they're having their housewarming party. Lindsay is talking to his friends and says that Mark is overwhelmed. Mark is asking Lindsay's friends how to communicate. You guys, I think Mark is not really, I don't think he really feeling Lindsay like that. Because it's all over his face. He looks over it. I mean, especially at the towards the end of this episode, but he looks over it. Like, he looks like he's tired of her. She's too much. And Lindsay is too much. Lindsay is a lot. Okay. She's very exhausting, but that's who she is. And she needs to find a man that can handle her or who has as much energy as she does. And I thought that was Mark, but it turns out it's not. Steve and Noy's housewarming party. So we learned that they got each other the same gift. So on their wedding day, they both got each other journals. I thought that was cute. They start talking about having kids. Noy wants to have 3 kids. There's no bending, there's no wiggle room, there's no compromising. She wants 3 kids. And Noy, that may not work out the way that you want, especially since you're saying that you're concerned about him not having a job. Like, you're concerned about him having a job, but you're not concerned about whether you both are going to be able to afford 3 kids. I mean, what if you have 1 kid and then you decide, listen, this is it. This is it. Because kids are a lot and they're very expensive, and you don't have to have kids to know that. So the fact that she's not willing to compromise, Noy is childish. Noy is very, very childish. Where am I at? Okay. Noy tells his friends that she's having issues with him not working. And his friend says like he can go back to work, but I really don't see if as long as he's able to provide, pay the bills, and is not living off you, then bitch, move on with this, Noy. Like, I think you just worried about it for no reason. So Jasmina and Michael's housewarming party, they are playing charades. I thought it was cute. They're both competitive. I think Jasmina won. And I like that Michael didn't let his competitiveness like kind of ruin the mood. And he was able to play along. And I was glad to see they were getting along at the time. Um, Jasmina talks to Michael's sister. She says that she was annoyed with his behavior on the honeymoon. Jasmina's friends let Michael know that he needs to be patient with her. Talk to her about the issues immediately. Like, don't brush it under the rug. As soon as it happens, address it. Her sister says that Michael needs a strong woman. I agree with all of that, but strong woman doesn't mean abusive woman. Okay, strong woman doesn't mean cold hearted and closed off and all this other stuff. She I don't know, Jasmina. I do love Jasmina. I think she's beautiful, and I think if she just breaks down those walls, I think her and Michael could survive. But it's if she's willing to break down those walls. Katina and Olajuwon's house party. She had her 2 sisters. I think was it 2 sisters or 2 friends? I don't know, but they're having a conversation and they find out that they're not having sex. I agree with the friends. Sex is important. Like it is not like number 1 on the list, but it's the top 5. It's the top 5. I need to know. Okay, I need to know. And I think Katina. I think Katina can put on some lingerie. Set the mood, candles, and everything, and she'll be able to get them. Okay. Um. Okay, so Steve and Noy get into a confrontation about some damn noodles. So Noy was cooking dinner and she has gluten-free noodles and Steve has regular noodles. So she's cooking her noodles and he walks out and his noodles are not on yet. So he puts on his noodles and at some point, he comes out. Her noodles are fine, and his noodles are being overcooked. And in his mind, she kind of just neglected the noodles, his noodles, and was just worrying about hers. In her mind, she's like, "I'm cooking for you. You should be happy. Why are you criticizing me?" And she gets up, leaves, and takes the dog, and she's upset and she leaves. Right. So then, they don't talk. He does not. He's texting her, and she doesn't respond. And then she comes back and she posted a subliminal message on IG doing that childish, immature shit that we do when we was 21, 22, 23. And at 25, if you still doing it, you're still childish and immature. So that's what she was doing. And listen, I want to believe that Noy was really upset over the job situation. I want to believe that. Because there's no way you got mad over some damn noodles. Okay. I'm just saying, and I kind of feel him. It's like you You supposed to be cooking dinner for me, but you're not cooking my noodles. Like you're letting my noodles overcook. I don't want no mushy ass noodles. Like, what's up? Like, why did you do that? So I get where he was coming from, but then I love the way Steve needs to communicate, and he need to go over there and teach Mark, because he was very direct, and he was very intelligent about the way he was coming at Noy. Okay, there's good communication, there's bad communication. You leaving abruptly like that and posting on Facebook knowing that my family follows you, that's not cool, and that's bad communication. I was with Steve all the way. I mean, I just feel like Noy needs to grow up. She's coming off a little immature. She's coming off a little spoiled, and it's like you're gonna have to bend and compromise. And whatever is on your mind, you're gonna have to communicate that with your husband. So I applaud Steve for communicating effectively, right? Okay, so the couples are all meeting up to go bowling. For whatever reason, Chris and Alyssa they're all meeting up so Chris and Alyssa can tell the group that they're divorcing. I don't know why this couldn't be a text message, but okay. Lindsay is so they're all sitting around, right? And they're talking, and Lindsay, every time she says something, everyone has this look on her face. And I get it, Lindsay is annoying, Lindsay is too much. But everyone just seems to be so annoyed with her because she's always on go, always on 10. They talk about, flushing the toilet or something about flushing the toilet. And she goes, I'm just thinking about poop spraying up in the air. And she says something about her being a nurse and all this other stuff. And sometimes it comes off like attention seeking, but I really think that's just who she is. That's just who she is. Um, so at one point they talk about Pastor Cal's visit to each of them, and they get to Elijah and Katina, and they discuss what Pastor Cal told Elijah, but then Katina goes, "He didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me anything." And then here go, Alyssa, bootleg Kim Kardashian, because you're great, you're perfect. I know. I'm like, girl, pipe down, okay? You got a lot of confidence over there for a woman whose man ain't giving her none, okay? So just pipe it down, okay? Um, and at some point, Lindsay says something about she read something about someone having sex unless you've gone through conflict. I get what she was saying, because you know how it is when you and your man or your woman, whoever you with, y'all then had it out, and then y'all have makeup sex. But that may not be true with everybody. And again, she said she read this somewhere. Katina rolls her eyes, and Lindsay says, "Why you roll your eyes?" And she goes, "Don't talk to me. Stay over there. That's to argue with me on camera." Elijah he kind of leans to her and says, "Don't let her get you riled up." And then Mark says, "We're moving on," and whatever the case may be. So then Chris asks the question. Chris and Alyssa announce they divorced. Okay, bye, girl. We don't want to see you on the screen no more. And then at some point, I don't know if they're off to the side, but they're still around people. I think the rest of the group is, kind of near them and can hear what's going on. So Lindsay asks Mark, like, "What happened? Your whole demeanor changed." He goes, "I don't like, you saying that to her. You already got into it with this girl. Why would you say don't roll your eyes?" Y'all not gonna like my opinion, but it's my channel, my opinion. I don't think there was an issue with Lindsay telling Katina or asking Katina, "Why are you rolling your eyes at me?" I'm not even saying that. I'm just having a regular conversation with everybody. Everyone seems to be talking. Why can't I talk and express my opinions? And I get it. Like I said, I get it. Lindsay is annoying. She is annoying, but that is who she is. And I also respect her for not sitting up there and letting Katina punk her. Okay, I completely understand that. Do I feel like on that other situation she was being a Karen and she was being wrong? I get it. And I agree with that. But in this situation, I don't feel like she was wrong for asking a legitimate question. Bitch, I'm not doing nothing to you. All I'm doing is speaking. Why are you rolling your eyes? What's wrong with you? I don't understand. Like, and people on Twitter was like, I'm glad Katina checked her. I said, girl, bye. No one said anything when Alyssa told Lindsay to stop rolling her eyes that day, that time when they were at the honeymoon, they was all eating dinner. No one said anything then. So why can't she ask the same question? And then Mark, I was kind of with Lindsay when she says like, whose side are you on? Because you're never on my side. Have my back a little bit. And then it's so funny because when they're alone, you don't know how to communicate. I've been drinking too much. You don't know how to communicate when y'all are, home and you're in private. But now that we're in public, now you all of a sudden you want to get big, bold, and tell and try to put her in her place in front of all these people. So I completely understood why Lindsay was upset. But Lindsay, baby, you ain't had to put that damn business out there. So Lindsay go up. She's talking to producer. She is in the bathroom and she starts going in on Mark. And she started talking about him making 60K selling gym memberships. But I don't understand. So is 60K supposed to be broke? Because that's I mean, I guess I'm just a regular person. That's pretty good money out here in these streets, Lindsay. So you don't need to be talking about people making 60K. That's pretty decent money. What does your bank account look like? Okay. She said he has roach infested apartment and she was going in. She said he can't give her no orgasm. He can't do nothing, honey. I was like, damn. She called this man a bitch. I was like, damn. Lindsay went in and Lindsay, first off, boo, lay off the drinks, baby. I'm telling you this while I'm sipping on the cocktail, okay? Amaretto sour. But Lindsay, stay out of them. Stay away from the drinks, okay? Stay away from him. I understood her frustration. She just didn't need to go in the way that she did because I don't think Lindsay go from 0 to 100. She hits below the belt when she is upset. And she has to realize no one has to forgive her for that. But I understood why she was frustrated. Would I have handled it that way? No, but I get it. Like, bro, like I'm here, I'm caring about you. Anything you need me to do, I do it. I defend you. When you was going through something, I was there. When you needed somebody to go into that little nasty ass apartment of yours and put on a suit, a hazmat suit with all you and your little bed bugs. I was there helping you, and this is how you do me in front of people like this. So I completely understand where Lindsay's coming from. I know some of y'all gonna argue with me, but that's all right. That's fine. So you guys, that is it for Married at First Sight review. I'm going to find the episode and I'm gonna put it up. But that is it, you guys. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, toodles.